Happy Friday.
Hey, listen. This week, first of all, this week been hectic because it's to me
It's
it's been
been a
slow.
busy week.
But I've
Really?
been
Been
busy
slow?
because I didn't had to earn my paycheck this week.
Me too. That's why I'm like, it's been slow. No, it was a crazy work week for me.
But before we start, I just want to say this. This is a PSA. All right, to all you chicks out here, you
Oh,
baby
boy.
mamas.
Oh boy.
All right, Nate can't help you this year. Y'all had a whole year to figure these school supplies out. These PPP loans. We didn't got what 3 stimmies.
Yeah, we got
Hey,
3.
goddamn it! And you
And
getting
if you had kids, you got a little extra.
and you getting monthly checks now. Okay, if y'all can't get these school supplies with all this money they've been giving us, fuck y'all. Y'all don't
Just out the gate like that, huh, bro?
fuck y'all. Y'all don't deserve to give pussy to nobody no more. All right.
I'm not getting ready to do this today. We not gonna start off like this
Okay,
today.
I just had to get this off.
That was not on the board.
I know, but I had to get this off. Tease had to get this
bro.
off because you know what our motto is. Some of this,
Some of this,
some
some
of
of
that.
that, definitely. But I mean, if they need really, do kids even still need school supplies? Like with COVID, I know a lot of kids. Are they still going back to school? Like you got kids, are y'all going back full time,
daughter,
or is it
8th grade.
still online?
My daughter in 8th grade, we got the supply list. The shit is a whole page long.
Yeah,
I still don't
it
understand.
used to be like that. But I was wondering, like, did it change?
No,
since?
it's still the same. I don't understand why
Wow.
they need all them school supplies.
Well, because the teachers don't, the school don't supply it.
What do you need with 2 things of Clorox wipes? And
Because kids are dirty. What are
So-
you talking about? Kids are dirty.
the teachers get money.
They
Go buy this shit they own.
no, bro. Only because I did go. First of all, both of us got a lot of friends that are teachers.
Yes.
And I was going to school to be a teacher, so I know that stipend that they give them. It's a small stipend for the whole year. So if every kid bring in a box of tissue or bring in, 2 things, like that's gonna last the whole year. Trust me, because the teachers, especially like even in CPS, some of them they only get like $250 a year to get extra stuff. That is not enough money to go through the school year.
They better
To
get a
make-
Costco card then.
But I mean, I think that's why they ask the parents to get that list. It's sometimes it's not even so much for some kids can afford that stuff. So it's to kind of compensate for the ones that can't. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
all right,
So
okay, all right.
so you say bring 2, you're gonna count that maybe somebody's probably not gonna bring 2. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, well,
so
break,
yeah,
break
don't
it down
be
to me.
be easy on
'Cause
them.
I be looking at that list and I'd be like
It do
I'd be like,
seem
why?
ridiculous.
Why?
No,
Why? Like,
no, it
that's
do
how I
seem
look at
ridiculous. It seems ridiculous, but I think it's ridiculous that the parents even have to, do that because some of these schools get so much money. I think in the suburbs, they list may not be as long, but at the same time, still, it's because the teachers. And why should they have to spend their paycheck to do that? But a lot of them do. And they paychecks, they ain't living large, not like that. So they trying to fill in those holes that the school system is not doing.
Okay,
So
all right. Well,
give him a break.
all right. Since you said it, Latisse,
Yeah, give him a break.
Y'all see Latisse with her poetic justice look.
I don't do that.
Tonight.
Don't do that.
She looking like justice
It's-
over here.
Yeah, I do
Miss
look like.
Frazier, face ass.
Sorry, excited. I do like a little justice. That's a little bad hair day. That's all.
So, how was your week?
It was busy. It was a busy work week. It was a different kind of it was busy and then it was kind of weird because I lost a colleague this week, so that was kind of tough for the group.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, it was busy. So I'm glad it's Friday.
Okay.
I'm glad I don't have work tomorrow. But
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I'm glad I have a job. Like I'm saying, I'm not gonna complain because it was busy, but I could be unemployed too. So
Okay. Well,
But yeah.
I mean, let's see. Monday usually I don't do anything on Monday, but with work and then chill. Tuesday,
Same.
Tuesday I was with our friends of the show, the Corner Convo podcast.
shout out to the
Shout
Corner
out to them.
Convo.
Shout out to the Corner. They had a little live session at 16th Street Bar.
I saw your little pictures. Think you
Well,
living it up,
Listen, them guys know they gotta invite me because they need more West Siders in that place.
Oh boy.
Because it'd be surrounded by nothing but South Siders.
Well, this is true. They
so
they
one
need
more
some,
West Sider makes it good.
and they need some dark skin energy too.
Well, absolutely. Who the fuck?
Yeah.
Without dark skin, you really ain't got no life.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
Absolutely.
it's what it is.
Yeah.
But I had a chance to meet Scoop Jackson.
How was it?
Well, for those who don't know, Scoop Jackson is ESPN writer, but he's from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
He's covered basketball here in the city for years. So he was he was on there as their guest. It was a good show.
Yeah.
I love when Scoop talks about Chicago culture because if you're
he was in it.
he's in it, and
Yeah.
if the names he's dropping, you know him because you was around. So
Right.
it was a good conversation. They had him on for about an hour. It was a great talk, and then afterwards, he took pictures with everybody. He's just a regular guy, like a regular dude.
Is he still here in Chicago?
He still lives in Chicago.
Nice.
He grew up on the southeast side, off of 71st and Jeffrey. He told everybody.
Of course.
I told him, God bless you. I'm glad you're still around.
Right, you survived.
You survived. But he's a good dude, and he will be on the podcast. Some of that.
All right.
People. We're going to get him on here because that was the whole goal, low key. I don't give a fuck. It's all about networking out here, right?
True.
But yeah, so that's what I did on Tuesday. And then the rest of the week, I was just chilling, trying to catch up on my bullshit shows.
Yeah, me too.
Other than that, I just started Manifest. I can't turn it off.
I haven't got into that.
Can't turn it off.
Yeah. I did that too. I think I binge watched from last Saturday up until probably about Wednesday. I binge watched stuff I hadn't watched in a while. So, I mean, not even watching in a while, just haven't even watched. Like, I finally got into, I don't know if I got into it. I got the first 2 episodes of Raising Kaden.
Hey.
And I'm gonna tell you,
think so far?
So far, it's not good. I ain't gonna say it's not good, but I don't know. Like I think when we look at the past seasons of Power, and even just like the last one, the what was it, Ghost, whatever it was, but Tariq.
Ghost.
Yeah, this one. It took me 3 times to even get to the first episode. I kept watching it, and it just wasn't. It wasn't catching me.
They need to pick up the pace with Raising Kaden.
They need to pick up the pace, and I was like, I don't know if it's because like, we used to seeing like Tommy and Tasha, and like I feel like they all grew up together. He should have just started with that, like,
maybe you're right. But
I don't know, but
right
it's just
like,
a struggle.
I'm tired of seeing his mama fuck the young dude in college. I'm tired of seeing that. Like I want to see. Kanan
I know she's gonna die at some
I just want to
point.
see Kanan murder someone. I want to see when did Kanan become what we saw on Power.
Right, but
That's what I want to see.
And I know you got to give a backstory. So I feel like they're giving his backstory, but they can speed it up.
They need to speed it up.
They need to speed it up because it's just like, yeah, okay, like you said, it's being repetitive of what's happening in the episodes, and that's why it's kind of like,
it's blowing
yeah,
me.
I can pass.
I need to see some more.
Yeah, I always thought it would be, because of how Kanan was on the actual series, I would have thought it would be, just a little more something, but it ain't.
Kanan used to be a fat lame.
Clearly,
So,
that's what they're showing him.
I swear, now it's totally different. Now I'm like, dude, when you gonna murk somebody?
I'm just like, I'm just waiting to see when he met Ghost and all the rest of them. That's what I want to see.
And I guess it's coming.
It's got to be because
coming.
you know what, they kind of did a trick for us. Because if you think about it, remember when Power ended, or was it Tariq special, whichever one? The ending when they showed the snippet of Kanan.
That's when
Ghost.
Power ended.
And right, so they kind of made us felt you felt like when they did start the backstory, they were just gonna start there.
Yeah,
but
maybe that's coming.
Maybe it's coming because you think about it too. They still have to. I think Tommy has his own book.
They got to do his.
So yeah, so I guess it's probably just But I want them to speed it up.
They need to speed it up.
Yeah, because it
Yeah, they need to speed it up. So
yeah, but yeah, I've been binge watching lots of TV. I binge watched. I don't know. I told you that day I watched Suicide Squad. Do you even get into stuff like that?
I'm not.
I think that was your lane like that.
I'm
but
good on that.
I think it was good.
My old man watched it. He said the same thing you said on your Facebook post. He said as soon as he turned it on, head's been blown off.
It was like within 5 minutes, faces just done. Like I was like, so we ain't wasting no time. I mean, but I remember like the first Suicide Squad. I didn't see the whole thing. I think I saw part of it, but yeah. It's some wild. I think you would like it, but it is some crazy.
I ain't missing nothing though. That's what I want to know.
What you mean, like you ain't missing
I
nothing?
mean, like if my life, I can be good if I.
I mean, that's
never
for
watch
everything in life, though.
It. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
You would survive if you didn't see,
I cannot survive if I didn't see porn. So don't say that. So don't say that.
Okay, TMI.
But I'm just saying,
you would survive.
Okay.
You would survive. You
Maybe
would,
about
you would be okay.
A week.
You know what's funny when you posted that picture? I wonder how many people. I was like, somebody was telling themselves.
That's why I posted.
To see who. If you know who this is, you nasty.
That's what. That's what I want to. I want to see who all comment.
If you know who that is, you nasty. Because if somebody
would have commented like I know, I'd have been like, ooh,
yeah.
You know you nasty. You know who that is. That ain't no goddamn Booker T.
Yeah, right. Hell no, that definitely was not.
Ain't no damn Booker T. But I was just waiting to see who's gonna comment.
Yeah, you know, but some people probably did comment because they don't tell themselves.
That's cool. That's the thing.
You know who those ones are. You nasty.
Listen,
that's
just
all I'm
live
saying.
your truth. You can praise the Lord and
go
still
home.
be a freak and a squirter. You can do all three at once. It's all good.
We're not gonna do this today. You have a Freaky Friday. That's Coach Moe.
Yes, Coach Moe.
Yeah.
Coach Moe on IG. Yeah, hit me up. Subscribe to the page.
Absolutely. We gotta do that too. I want to personally thank everybody, not just me, but both of us. Want to thank everybody for watching first episode. Everybody that liked it, that shared it, that commented. We definitely appreciate that. Keep doing it. Keep doing that. We want to get those numbers up. So yeah.
And we especially need you all to leave comments.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you leaving comments on the Facebook page and the IG page and the text messages. But go on Apple Podcasts, go on Spotify now. We're on Spotify. Go on YouTube and leave those comments. Those comments help us.
Yeah.
Tise and I, we've got plans. We're not just trying to do this just because we're bored, but we're trying to get to a level, and each comment will help us.
Absolutely.
Good or bad, we don't care.
Absolutely.
We got tough skin. We dark skin.
Absolutely.
So we can take it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely we trying to do some things. So even like you said, positive or negative, we appreciate the feedback.
Yes.
So even negative, that's going to help us to get better.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely keep liking, keep sharing, and we gonna do this thing.
We're gonna keep it moving.
Absolutely.
So even with this past week, Chicago had a hell of a week.
Yeah.
It was over 80 people shot.
Crazy.
Then on Saturday, a police officer got killed.
Yeah.
And her partner, he got shot, and he's in the hospital trying to recover.
Yeah.
Where was you at when you heard about the news, though, the police officer getting shot?
I think I was at home. And then by us knowing, police officers, I don't like you want to see like where was it, But yeah, I'm pretty sure I was home when I first heard it, which it's just scary. It's unfortunate, the whole situation is even how it started, and I think they were a part of some safety patrol or something that they're trying now, and then to lose your life so senselessly, it's just like it was definitely unfortunate, and and then like you said, the other cop, he's still fighting.
Yep.
So rest in peace to that young lady and her family. That's just that was a whole unfortunate situation. And then just it was stupid, it was senseless, but then it's just like the aftermath when you just see, I don't know if you saw like the suspects, but their mother, her Facebook Live, she had a string of Facebook Live.
Yeah, I saw
what was your thought? I mean, as a parent, and if you heard what she was saying, if nobody didn't hear, I won't say that she was defending, or I will say she was defending, and she was saying that it's more to the story and that her kids are not monsters. And she don't believe the CPD story and all this stuff. So she went on her Facebook rant, and then she went to the hospital to start acting the fool because she wanted to,
she got arrested.
She got arrested, and she was on Facebook Live for that. So I mean, but as a parent, what in what she was saying, what was your thoughts about that?
My thing is this, and this is what I always believe as a parent. Every parent should know what their child is capable of. Mm-hmm. I really believe that.
She know.
I think she does know. And I think when you're a parent, and what I mean by when you're a parent, I mean you're raising your kids.
Right.
You know when they lying.
Mm-hmm.
You know when they full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You even know when they did something before they can tell you.
Right.
Because you just know it.
Right.
So, and I get she had to say what she had to say.
Right.
But here's my thing. And I hate to stereotype or make judgments. But when I saw the mugshots of them dudes.
Right. Yeah.
Instantly I thought, God damn, they just look like
monsters. They look like monsters.
They
I'm like,
just
if they're
look
not
like,
monsters, they're wearing a monster uniform.
And I hate to be that because I know that's how the world looks at us sometimes.
Right. Right.
But here's my thing. I know she said don't believe everything CPD said, don't believe everything the media said. Here's the thing. The officer, she was killed. She was on her back, still alive before she killed. Mm-hmm. The young man stood over top of her and shot her. That body cam footage recorded all that. Mm-hmm. Once that gets released, that's going to kill all that noise about he's not a monster, all that.
Right.
Because from what the story, the way it's described, it sounds like if those cops were ambushed. Because the way the car is made, the guy jumped out of like a hatchback. Yeah. So maybe those officers didn't even know he was back there.
Maybe. But it's like, but what was it? For what reason?
Well, again, it was a traffic stop, like they do. Mm-hmm. And I guess one of them had a warrant.
Yeah. I thought both of them did.
Oh, both of them. And
I don't know. Well, I know for sure. I think one of them had a warrant because it was a hit and run or something
like
that. Whatever.
Like yeah. And that's and they stopped him. But again, I know the mom is defending her son. I get it. We've all seen it where the moms get on TV and be like, my baby, he ain't no gang bang, he ain't this and that. Right. But then you see all these pictures of him with pistols and his rap sheet longer than my arm. Right. So it's,
that's your baby, but your baby is in this situation your baby is a monster.
And in this situation, unfortunately, the way this country is right now, they killed a cop. Yeah. They're never coming home. Mm-mm. They're not coming home. They're not coming home. So, and I saw all the charges that they were levied against, like every charge that they can charge.
Oh, they hold it, especially because it's on camera too.
Yes. And again,
they getting the hammer.
This was heinous. It was sad.
Yeah.
No matter how you feel about police, and I get it. But I know for me, some of my best friend, the godfather of my two kids, he's a police officer for 16 years. So I know for me, whenever I hear about these stories, it hit
scary.
Me a little different.
Yeah, it's scary.
And I always, whenever I hear a police involved shooting, so wherever on the south side, if I know my friends are working, the first thing I do is grab my phone and I send them a text. Yeah. Like, you good, bro? Woo, woo, woo. And I always do it. They can tell you that's something I always do. Yeah. But what really pissed me off, though, about everything besides the officer being killed is how the CPD officers did Mayor Lightfoot at the hospital by turning their back on her. Mm. Now, I'm just going to say this, and it is what it is.
But they don't get along. So did you expect anything different when they don't get along?
But here's the problem I have with it. It's not that they don't get along. That's fine. Mm-hmm. She's still the commander-in-chief.
She is.
You still show respect.
I agree.
A lot of people didn't get along with Mayor Daley or Rahm Emanuel.
Mm-hmm. But they're white men.
That's my point.
Yeah.
They only did that to her because she's a black woman.
And she's a woman.
She's a black woman.
She's a black woman. It's double fault. It's two. It's definitely because she's black, but then she's also for if it was a woman. Because I believe if it was a white woman too in this situation, they would have did the same thing. Because they don't respect women in that capacity. I don't think.
And I have a problem with the black officers who did it.
Yeah.
I have a real problem with the black officers who was there and did that.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, their grievances with her might be real in it maybe some decisions that she makes maybe affect their livelihood. So maybe it's a deeper thing. I don't know enough about why they all not hate each other, but why they don't see eye to eye. I know that there's just tension there. So, but yeah, I just think it still should be a level of respect, even if you don't
Yes.
agree with her. She is still the mayor. She still is your boss.
She's still
So,
the mayor. She's still
it's
the
just
commander in chief.
Yeah, she does deserve a level of respect, I think. But everybody don't think that way.
I know that. I had a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because it's not her fault that officer died.
Right.
It's not her fault, and the superintendent's fault that we got these young niggas out here with bangers,
right,
who have no respect for life.
Right.
It's not their fault.
Well, you saw too what came out today with they arrested. I think they arrested the guy who they said that they got the gun from in the car. So what do you think about that? Like, do you think
he got released on bond?
He did, but is that fair? Was that fair to go after him?
Yeah, I think it's fair. Me personally, and in terms of with the way the gun laws are and how easy it is to get a gun, I think that is fair. I think they should do that.
He bought that what?
That's actually a law. They call it a law. I forget. Yes, Indiana. He bought it in Indiana.
Yeah.
But that was his lover.
Yeah,
that was his boyfriend.
That was the other thing too. Yeah, I'm like, this story keeps getting like
there's some Tyler Perry shit.
It definitely keeps. It just keeps getting
some Tyler Perry.
Yeah,
shit.
It keeps getting crazier and crazier. Like that's just like, yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean it was that whole. It's wild, but again, rest in peace to the officer.
Yeah,
condolences to her family. Like her mom made a statement today, and talked about
she was so young.
Talked about how she loved her job and she was on board to try to help police reform.
Right.
She wanted things to change within the police department.
Right.
And then she only been on the job since 2018.
Right.
So it's just,
and it's like it's unfortunate because it seems like that the ones that are trying to, people may say that they being a little green, but people that really are getting on the force to try to make a difference or to really be involved in the community and make the community better.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who usually succumb to something silly like this. Which is that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. I mean, it's when you're on Facebook and it's really Facebook. But when you really see people, some of their comments, like I'm not the one to unfollow people. I just don't do that. But
I do.
Some people say shit, man. I'd be like, damn, you that cold heartless. Like,
but I think that's internet sensation. That's just people, they feed off of that stuff. I don't believe people be that outlandish in real life. Some people, they just how they are. They just crazy. But I think some people, I think they do that for entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
right.
For people to say something like, man, you that cold hearted, like, just they get off on it. That's just still silly.
I mean, I hate death. Period. Mm-hmm. Especially just period. Like kids, like. I hate it, period. Like, I hate to, hear about it or whatever, but some people just be like, oh, well, that's the job.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
Like, that's not the job.
That's not, right.
Like,
you don't,
nobody signs up to be a police officer knowing they're going to die.
Right.
They know
it's
the
a risk. Absolutely.
But they don't sign up and say, yeah, I'm doing this because I know
in 3 years I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody does.
Damn.
Yeah. But that's the world we live in, too. I think, the internet has made it easy for everybody to portray this heartlessness. But people are like that, for real. Like, people are heartless. And it's, that back in the day they used to have them songs about all we need is love and all that. We do need that shit. Like it's we need to bring that back because seriously, because everybody it's a me. It's everybody is just focused on me and they don't really care about other people, like it used to be. How we grew up in that community sense of how how we was raised. You don't really feel that.
No.
It's hard to.
It's long gone.
It's because people you can live by your neighbors who don't know them like. For 10 years and you just see them high and by and nobody goes by and just say how you doing or nobody talks, you know what I'm saying? So I think in my building my neighbors, we speak. I think one lady introduced herself to me when I first moved in, but other than that we just walk past and nobody say nothing. But it's like that's how people, like, you would think, like, if we knew each other, if something happened, like I could say, what, somebody was outside your door earlier today.
Mm-hmm. That sense of community.
We don't have it. Yeah, we don't have it. That's just missing.
That's because we always trying to step on each other.
Yeah, to try to get ahead, and
we don't really try to help each other. We don't really try to. And I get it nowadays. You don't really want to say nothing to nobody's kids or put your hands on nobody's kids, but
but it's not even.
But growing up back in the day, if you fucked up on the block, and you did something on a neighbor's yard or whatever, your ass heard about it.
Oh yeah. But even if nobody even touched you, all our parents, how we all grew up, it was like a coalition. So
It was.
if I'm out and I'm with y'all, and if your mama told my daddy that I was somewhere acting stupid, first of all, your mama gonna get me.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get in trouble when I get home.
Right.
So yeah, but people don't do that now. It's like
they
now
don't.
if you do that and you talk, people get offended by you talking to their kids and stuff like that. But
That's like when
that's why, and I'm gonna tell you too, speaking of kids,
what?
this is a sidebar. You had everybody think I be mean to kids hollering at the drill team. I had people texting me talking about you be hollering. I'm like, first of all,
Tise used to be hollering at
it's
the
not
kids
a holler.
from the
It's a elevation in my voice. And second of all my kids are strong, very successful members of the community now.
Because you yelled at them.
No, because they are not weak-minded.
Okay.
It's called brain muscle. They're
we
strong.
That's what we going with.
And yes, that's what kids need. And I will holler at your kid if you want me to.
Listen.
And they will be strong.
Everybody, I don't lie. So when I said that about Latisse, I was there.
It was not hollering. It was not a holler in a bad way. It was a drill team. It's based on military structure. Well, you can't
whisper.
No, ain't no whispering in the drill team. We don't do that. I used to tell the kids, if you're gonna be sensitive, because you're gonna do push-ups if you mess up.
Damn.
So if you're gonna be sensitive, this might not be for you, because you're gonna get this yell, and you're gonna get them 10 push-ups too.
Boy.
But all my kids are wonderful. Like they all follow me on social media. I follow them, and I love them.
Okay. All right. Well, Latisse, you've always had that little motherly, little glow about you.
Well, that's the best though, because I don't have kids, but I have kids I can take back home. They
love
go home, and they love me.
Okay. Right.
Yes, so that's the best kind of kids to have.
It is.
Yep.
Now, in terms of documentaries, there's one that dropped on Netflix. It's called Untold, the Malice in the Palace.
That was good.
About the big brawl back in 2004 between the Pistons and the Pacers. So Jermaine O'Neal, Steven Jackson, Ron Artest, also known as Metta World Peace, they talk about what really happened from their point of view.
Yeah. And
they actually have camera footage, that we didn't see at the time of when it happened. I'm gonna put this out here. It's week. They do weekly episodes of this. After the first episode,
so it's a series.
Yes, a series.
I didn't know that.
So after the first episode, I just want to say this: the NBA, the National Basketball Association, they owe Ron Artest a check.
Really?
Yes.
So why you think they owe him a check?
Because again, if you watch this documentary,
and I did. I just want to know why you think they owe him a check.
I'm gonna tell you why I owe him a check.
Okay.
Even though the thing that happened prior to the brawl, this is why they owe Ron Artest a check. Ron Artest,
I know you finna say,
was literally after the little brawl on the court between the players, which they broke up.
Yeah.
Ron Artest did exactly what his therapist told him to do.
He did.
At that time.
He did.
His therapist told him to, when you're feeling frustrated and when you're feeling out of control, go lay down and breathe. He went and laid down on the scores table. Okay?
He picked a hell of a place to breathe.
It was odd. It was awkward.
Yeah.
But his therapy kicked in.
Yeah.
He did what his therapist said.
Yeah.
If that cracker didn't throw that can of beer, or not can, but that cup of beer on Ron Artest,
true,
he would have never ran up there.
Yeah.
He
did not give like
the
not
dude
one.
threw the cup.
Yeah, his interview, like
he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. But hold up. But before we get to him, let's rewind back to the real goofball.
Oh, I
The
know
real goofball Jamal.
Yeah. Jamal Tise
Is the goofball.
Yes.
He's a real life goofball Jamal.
Yes.
You first of all, you already know that Ron Artest is not rap tight. You everybody knows that,
Everybody
right?
know that.
He ain't been rap tight since he been in the NBA.
Yes.
Probably all his life, right?
Yes.
So the game is over. It's like you're up. It was why would
You're
he
up 26.
You can get your foul now.
Yeah.
Dummy. And you know Ron Artest, he's somebody that, you know, it's not funny because he really did have like mental issues, but you know that he's like somebody, he's gonna go. So it's just like, why feed that fire? Like, why would you do that?
He told Ron, hey Ron, we up big now. You can go get your foul now.
It was so unnecessary.
So you put like Steve Jackson said, you put a battery in Ron Artest's back.
Yeah.
The wrong guy. And you heard Steven Jackson. I went to go literally guard Ben Wallace to keep Ron from fouling him.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work.
Yep.
Jamal Tise is the one that
he's the one who owed a check because he the dummy.
He kicked it off.
Yeah. And it was all so like unnecessary. But you know what people were saying, like, you know, they felt bad for Jermaine O'Neal. Like they feel like it affected him more than
It did.
I could tell, like you could tell,
still bothering him.
You can tell that it still bothered him.
But
is it really that their fault that he didn't get a ring?
Well, you got it. You have to look at it from an NBA's player's perspective. That window of winning is small.
Absolutely.
So remember, the year before they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So they felt like
they reloaded.
We reloaded, and then remember, up until that point, they had the best record in the league.
Yeah.
They was beating everybody's ass.
Yeah.
So I get his point saying he cost us maybe. Well, they felt like they would have won a championship that year. That's what he felt.
Do you think they would have won?
I believe they would have came out the East.
I believe they would have came out the East.
I don't know if they would have beat the Spurs. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were really good.
They were.
They were really.
I remember
really good.
that team.
Ron
I remember.
Artest was like, people forget at that point, Ron Artest.
He was a scorer.
Was playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
Jermaine O'Neal was an all-star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steven Jackson came over there. Nobody really knew who he was, but he came over there and he was getting buckets.
Yeah, he was getting buckets.
So they had that tough defensive-minded team, and they had guys who could score. And then Reggie Miller was the vet.
Yep.
So whatever he gave them,
it was just extra.
It was extra.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get why Jermaine O'Neal said that. I get why Steven Jackson felt that way because they felt like they were going to win.
Yeah.
But Jermaine O'Neal, like my homie J.I. Bang said, Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest need to just have a boxing match and just get it get it done.
He probably super hate him now because Ron went on to get champion.
He won with the Lakers.
Yeah,
that pissed him off.
And Steven too.
They pissed him off.
Yeah. Well, I can see that being some high levels of sodium.
Very high levels of sodium. Very high levels of sodium.
I can see that being.
And I get Steven Jackson. He said, "I'm a loyal dude. If I'm with you, I'm with you."
He's been like that.
We all got friends like that. We all got that one friend that if he over like 10 yards away, if he see you arguing or fighting, he don't give a fuck. He just gonna run in. And
he don't know what's happening.
He don't know what's going on. Like he said, we can straighten it out later.
Yeah.
But people are trying to say Steven Jackson, he cost himself a lot of money, because he jumping in. But again, if you ever been a part of a team, you always know if one of your teammates is in trouble, you run automatically.
Yeah.
If you don't help them guys in the locker room are going to remember that.
Yeah.
And that team will never be the same.
Yeah.
You'll never be trusted.
Yeah. But then like he said too, him and Ron, they kind of like the same.
They are.
He's not as a wild card, but as far as how they upbringing and how they are loyal, to their people like that, they was one and the same. So he's gonna always it was second nature for him just run off and
it was second nature.
Just to jump in that. But I mean, that was an unfortunate situation. But I what stuck out for me too, outside of just like you said, the guy that threw it, is just how the media, like white media, is brutal. And it was just like you could see the undertone of just racism in there. But people see that they think that black people just make up stuff and are extra sensitive because we just got nothing better to do but to be sensitive, which is not true.
They think we be lying.
But it's just like it's the undertone of just being thirsty to call them thugs and the NBA
because they can't say nigger.
Because they can't say nigger, but they want to say. But then like Jermaine O'Neal said, this is a fight. It's a bad fight, right?
Yeah.
But hockey players, they fight for. I mean,
It's
first
legal.
of all, none of them minds only got no teeth. This how much they fight. They all snaggle too.
It's legal.
But nobody's calling them thugs though.
They never call them thugs.
Nobody's calling them thugs. Nobody's saying
the
that
crowd
the
cheers them on.
yeah,
The referees on the ice.
It's barbaric.
literally Step back and let them fight.
it's barbaric.
I know.
It's barbaric,
That
but
was a great
nobody,
point
nobody.
by Jermaine O'Neal.
I always thought that too. I was just like, it's an unfortunate fight, but like the players are saying, at what point do you? That's why I think now that the NBA, it feels like they try to be better with protecting their players from idiots.
Yeah,
because
now.
even the idiot who came on the court and punched Ron Artest.
What the fuck was he thinking? Why would you run on
and
the court?
he thinks he's in the right.
But why would you run on the court?
He said somehow I got on the court.
In that moment,
You walked out there.
and Ron Artest has just got done from the melee over here,
But you got to think,
and
bro,
his fist was ball.
but he thought that he was drinking and feeling himself. And he, at this point, with everybody in the crowd throwing stuff at all the players, he thought he had backup.
His privilege got his ass.
His privilege got his ass a check
Boy.
that day.
Yeah,
He asked for it.
Yeah, he asked for it.
And and it
asked
was
for
so
it.
dramatic, like being in that stretcher. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, you saw that.
get your ass
In the
up.
stretcher.
I was like, you know what? It was just so extra. But I'm just glad that they actually charged him at the end of the day. Like they
did.
I don't know if what because I don't know what charges were, but they did go after him for.
Well, they said because he came on the court and his fist was ball.
Yeah.
He had every right to protect himself.
Right.
Jermaine had every right to protect himself.
Yeah.
Which that's right in that moment.
Yeah.
But what stood out for me was that they said that in that moment they had no protection for the players.
They didn't. You can see it.
And Jermaine O'Neal said, "It's 4 of us up there, and it's 20,000 people."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, in that moment, nobody cared to protect us.
Right.
It was just we had to get out of there by any means we could, by any means necessary.
That's messed up.
Somebody threw a chair at Jermaine O'Neal.
Yep, I saw it. They threw a chair. They was throwing, pop, and it. You know what? Now I ain't trying to be dramatic, but if you look, it really felt like one of those scenes, like in Glory Road, like from back in the 60s and 70s when they were just throwing stuff at like black players, and it was just like. It was just I did not like how that looked. It did not make me feel. It just made me feel.
Have
something.
you ever been in a situation like that? Well, like
where I experienced a brawl?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not that I can remember. I don't think so.
It happened once. I never forget. I was at Lewis. We was playing Southern Illinois, Eversville, down there, and we were winning. We were up big, and it got chippy. And the crowd was woofing at, us, the players.
Mm-hmm.
So when the game ended, you know how when the game ends, the players, they say what up, shake hands, whatever. Well, the crowd started coming on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So as the crowd was coming on the court, a couple of my guys, they from the west side, they like, man, fuck you, we ain't scared, fuck y'all. But when you out there, you feel the crowd like closing in.
I could see
I
that.
ain't gonna lie. That's a scary moment.
Yeah, I could see that.
But they had security, like police officers from Eversville.
Mm-hmm.
They escorted us and they got us all off the court and into the locker room.
Yeah.
But you can feel the crowd coming in. You can see the security holding people back.
Yeah.
But I know in that moment, like it is scary.
Of course.
It's very scary. And some of y'all, like some of my guys who played at Lewis, you remember that when we played Eversville, chime in because you remember the story because it was scary. But that's how I was thinking when I saw the Malice. I'm like, these dudes, like the one black dude, he hit Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson would hit the one guy. The black dude hit Steven Jackson in the back. I'm like, what the fuck he got to do with it?
Nothing. But that's but then you got angry drunk fans.
Drunk as hell.
Angry drunk fans, and it just didn't. It just snowballed into I don't think something none of them was, prepared for.
No, I don't think it was prepared.
But I think maybe in them, and even in the NBA not being prepared for that, I think, we really haven't had no brawls like that since then. But,
no, because
and then when somebody throws stuff,
he mixed that. David Stern, remember he put in the dress code.
Yeah, that dress code was iffy, but I don't.
I know why he did it.
But what did the dress code have to do with that fight though?
Nothing, but he did it to make sure these sponsors don't pull out the NBA, clean that look up. That's all it was.
Yeah, and I don't like that, but I get it. Money wise, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
You had
I don't like it.
You had two dudes. Let's just be honest. The optics was this: you had two tall black men with braids beating up on white.
Well, rightfully
guys.
so.
Of course, it's rightfully so.
Yeah.
But the optics says what?
The optics to rich white men who are sponsors. Oh, look at those niggas down there.
So
they beating up those boys.
Can you imagine the phone calls that David Stern had to take from like Budweiser?
Yeah.
That's
why I said money wise, I get
networks.
It, but it's still messed up.
It is.
It's still it's still messed up.
And that's why he came out with the dress code.
Yeah.
And that didn't last long, but what it did was, all right.
It pacified them.
Pacified the situation. And dress code went away.
Yeah,
it went away. Like I think it only lasted for like a season.
Yeah,
maybe I don't even think it lasted for 2 seasons.
I think the only thing they do now is that if they on like the court, they gotta put a blazer on.
They gotta put a blazer on. Yeah, they gotta put a blazer on.
Yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, if y'all didn't watch it, definitely check out Elite. I didn't know it was a series. I thought that was because
they're gonna show.
Well, that's good because people are binge watch the whole thing, so they probably want you to keep watching. So
they're gonna talk about the NBA culture, how they were talking about how white kids growing up and embrace themselves with their culture, with the braids.
Okay.
Like, remember, people forget at the time, and you probably know this too, Jim. When Allen Iverson dropped, you saw white kids with braids.
Yeah, I remember.
And when I saw
they had braids in the bandana.
I could not
believe
it.
The little sweatbands.
White kids on the court with the number 3 jersey with braids.
Yeah.
I'm like, see?
Yeah.
They want to be
but
us.
you could be, but that's a cultural thing too. Anyway, and Allen Iverson was kind of like a representative of what of urban culture. Yeah. So that was suburban white kids are obsessed with
tattoos
that,
all over. All that.
Yeah.
But see again, David Stern. Listen, I think David Stern was a great commissioner, but he had to
pacify them.
He had to pacify them.
Yeah.
He had to pacify them to now, but now what you see now is it's embraced now.
Yeah,
like everybody in the NBA either has not even braids. It's the twist look,
which I love that
they have that look now.
Which I know some people feel like they should comb their hair, but I feel like that's their natural hair.
Right.
So if that's their natural hair in this natural state, like that's what it is.
That's
what I'm saying. It really. They hair, unless they natural hair is falling in their eyes while they playing, it doesn't affect them.
No, it don't.
It doesn't affect the way they play. So I feel like even in the workplace, it's like that too. I mean, you see more people natural in the corporate world, which is overdue. It's overdue. I always had a problem with it. Like I remember even just like, when you go to interview, they would tell you to straighten your hair and don't wear braids. But the last few times I did have interviews, I had braids or I either had like some kind of natural, hairstyle, and I didn't have no problem because it's my hair. And first of all, it's my hair, and it does not affect my work. You know what I'm saying? And me having my hair straight does not do anything. But make my hair break off.
You weren't worried about them asking you, have you ever seen Roots?
Listen, I don't even like Roots. Okay, I've seen Roots, but I don't have to watch it again. I mean, it's a good story, but you know what? That's probably a conversation for us to have another day. But
I don't really like them movies either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a history buff. Yes. I love to watch historical things, but sometimes we got history before slavery. That we don't talk about, that we don't show. And so I want to see more movies. Like our existence did not start when we got here.
On the Plymouth?
No, it did not start Plymouth Rock. It did not. We were living lavishly before. Yeah. And I would like to see more of those movies. I
agree.
That's the only thing. Not that I don't think we're supposed to learn it or we shouldn't see it. It's a place for it. But I think it's also a place for us to,
I agree.
Talk about our existence prior to being colonized.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to see
Hey,
more of that.
I'm due for another Nat Turner movie. To be honest with
I
you.
love now. See, that's that's my
Hey, man,
steez. I love that
hey.
because we don't talk about that enough.
No, we
like
don't.
they want you to believe that like black people were just all of them just wanted to stay slaves and nobody tried to get away. Why would you think that? That's not even in our nature.
No, it's not.
Nobody wants to be a slave. So you think? I mean, of course, those who. Some people they just adapted to it and probably just were hopeless, but there also were some that was like Nat Turner. For every Nat Turner, I guarantee you was probably thousands of more we just didn't know about. That's not documented of people trying to get out of that BS. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
yeah, I want to see more stuff like that. And you saw when that came out, the resistance that he got,
boy.
and then they try to go way back to when he was in college and saying, about a rape case that he was not convicted for.
Well, they tried, yeah.
But they don't want to see that.
But they don't want to see white people getting slaughtered.
But it was black people too that was
I'm just
complaining
saying, but
about
they
it
don't
too.
want to see white people getting slaughtered. Matter of
Right,
fact,
that's what it is.
Here's a point.
They want to always see us in the subjective
You
role.
know you can't find that movie, right?
Like on
That movie
Netflix.
that movie is not on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's not on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you got to buy it. It's unfortunate.
There's a reason why though. It's
yeah,
like
because
that.
they don't want to see us in those roles of actual being resistant, because that's not the place we're supposed to be in. But like again, like we said, that's conversation for a different day.
I told y'all that Dr. Umar would love the conversation. I'm telling y'all.
No, but yeah, that's
you. Now, the next topic here. Now, we talked about this clip.
Which
I sent
one?
it to you. I'm a Nick Cannon fan.
Oh, Nick.
I like Nick Cannon. I think Nick Cannon is misunderstood. Has always been misunderstood. People always thought he was a lame.
I never thought he was a lame.
But when you had a chance to Google Nick Cannon and see how much he's worth, and then when you go check his whole list, Nick Cannon is
he got body, he got big, but he got I won't say like he ain't got no randoms.
Jim knows this. Nick Cannon is a legend.
Yeah,
he a legend.
Yeah, he is.
That dude not only a multi-millionaire,
yeah,
but his list of chicks he done been with.
That's not important.
Yes, it is.
Why?
Because man, look, he
First
got
of all,
the best of both worlds.
If you say so.
Tise.
He sometimes he be saying some shit. He be full of shit sometimes, but okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that clip.
Yeah. Oh, you got the clip.
Do I have
Yeah,
it?
you got it.
It's in my
I want the listeners just to hear some of this clip.
Oh boy.
Because before we get into it, I have thoughts, but again, when it comes to Nick Cannon, when he talks about certain things, I know he not bullshitting. I know he felt the way.
So what part you want them to hear?
You can start from the beginning, and then I tell him to cut it off because I want them to hear his thoughts, especially about marriage and kids.
It's only about. Hopefully, they can hear it.
Mothers. That's what. Why do people question that? I mean, because that's a Eurocentric concept when you think about the ideas of you're supposed to have this one person for the rest of your life, and really that's just a classified property when you think about it. I mean, when you go into that mindset, if we really talking that talk, just the idea that a man should have one woman, we shouldn't have anything. I have no ownership over this person. If we're really talking about how we coexist and how we populate, it's about what exchange can we create together. So I've never really subscribed to that mentality. You know what I mean? I understand the institution of marriage and stuff, but if we go back to what that was about, that was the classified property. That was because a father gave another man his daughter for land. So when you really get to that concept, it's all right, we got to change all of this up because I don't want ownership over anybody. I don't have ownership of any of the mothers or we create families in that sense, and we created a beautiful entity. So I get into it because I don't, those are the concepts that a lot of people, because we're so indoctrinated into it, we have to have it this way. I'm not, I don't subscribe to that. I actually think women are blessing us. Those women and all women are the ones that open themselves up to say, I would like to allow this man in my world, and I will birth this child. So it ain't my decision. I'm following suit. So
I respect that game you running on them ladies. Wow, Nick, that
So go ahead, Tise. I want to know, when you, as a woman, I want to know, react to that.
So yeah, no. Okay, so I mean, I get what he's saying, and I get what he's saying about Eurocentric, how that's basically that's dominated most of our thinking as a country, right? In how things were probably, like I was saying, prior to us being here, people having multiple wives and things like that, like that was a thing, but that wasn't a thing for everybody. Okay. See, I feel like he's painting a broad picture, you know what I'm saying? Which I get it, but then he can't say he's always subscribed to that thinking, because he was married. Right. He was married to Mariah Carey. So at some point you thought that, marriage was, to one lady, was a thing, unless probably that's why they divorced, because maybe, he was on some other stuff. But I mean, I don't want to share. So that's just me. You could call it Eurocentric thinking. That's just Tise thinking. I'm not subscribing to that. So if that works for him and his 25 concubines, that's okay. It just won't work for me. And I know people be like, well, you sharing and you don't know it, or you sharing and it's gonna be that's fine. But if I acknowledge I don't want to do that, I wouldn't want to have been in a relationship or a husband that has 25 wives. It's just that wouldn't be my thing. You know what I'm saying? But Nick has money. You have money, that overcomes a lot of, that surpasses common sense to some people. So these ladies, I told you, to me, I ain't mad at them. If you gonna get pregnant by somebody and share, you will why not get pregnant by somebody that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars? That's early retirement. You're done. That check at least for 18 years. True. So that's you ain't got to work. When he has that much money. So I ain't mad at him. I'm not judging. So but like, if I in that sense, if I gonna get pregnant by, or in that situation, yeah, can he be loaded like Nick Cannon? But somebody that's he's just a regular. I'm not gonna shit him in my job, but he's just, we struggling. You don't get to do that.
The pace bus driver.
No,
the pace bus driver.
The pace bus driver is fine. That's a solid job. That's gonna pay our bill. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying we're struggling. You in the struggle. You just don't get to do that.
Okay.
You used to stay your ass at home, just one wife. But don't be the one shaking off though. But okay. But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. But what's your thoughts?
First of all, I'm gonna start off again before Nick is a legend. Okay.
You think that because he had Mariah and who else did he have? Christina Milian,
Kim K,
Kim Kardashian.
He had people that you don't even know he had.
Okay? Well, clearly.
But listen, me personally, I think Nick's viewpoint on marriage, I think he's being too literal. I think he's going back to an old way of life, almost to the point of like, in the Old Testament, that's what that was, the Hebrewites. Yeah, that's what that was. And
it caused a lot of confusion too.
It did cause a lot of confusion, and I get that's his doctrine right now, because that's how he's living his life. Because you remember he got in trouble before about something he said based upon that doctrine. So,
but that's what I'm saying. But like you said, he's not telling the whole story. So people have that lifestyle, but they even with Hebrew living, or if you look at those old documents too, or you read about that history, multiple wives, that wasn't always a good thing. That didn't always have a good result for those men who.
But it don't work for everybody. And
here's
the thing. It may work for Nick Cannon.
That's what I said.
He's rich as hell.
That's what I'm saying. That alone will make it work.
It works for him.
Yeah.
Me personally, I've been in 3 relationships my entire life. Real serious relationship. I never looked at each female as possession.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I never looked at Like my wife now, I don't look at her as like this is my possession. I don't look at her as like,
Right.
okay, I have
Your
dominion
partner.
over her.
Yeah.
I don't look at her like that.
Right.
So for me,
First of all, your wife's from the South Side.
And-
You're never gonna have dominion over
yeah,
her.
she's from out 79. So, but
Hey sis.
but I think he's just being literal in terms of his viewpoint on marriage. Like everyday people don't look at marriage as a Eurocentric point of view.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
They look at marriage as like, I want to be with her, I want to be with him. We've been dating together for a certain amount of time,
Let's
so
do
now we
this.
want to build a life together.
Right.
To me, I just think that's how some people look.
I think that's what most people think.
There
yeah.
are some people and men who look at it like, no, I don't want to get married. However, I do want my seeds
Right.
to be out here to carry on my name.
Which seems like that's what he's on.
I think that could be what he's on.
I think that too, because he also had like a little death scare. You know?
Yes.
So I think that changed a lot of his thinking too.
It may have.
Yeah.
But again, he can live like that. He can talk like that because he has the resources.
Exactly.
He can do that.
And even then, those guys who also had all those wives, they had to take care of them.
Yeah.
So that's my point of saying, like, it ain't just a Eurocentric thinking thing of, we can all, because that's the problem. Somebody that's just lived, a regular 9-to-5 guy think, you know what? I'm gonna get me another one. You gonna take care. You can better take care of you and the one you have.
It's true.
So
You're struggling.
if you're gonna adopt that thinking, then you better be able to take care of all 10 of your wives. But you can't unless you have money, like Nick Cannon.
And he has it.
So if you and your wife are both working, and we're both taking care of the family, no, we're not bringing nobody else in here.
That's true.
So
That's true.
That's we're not doing it.
More power to Nick. That's how he want to live his life. Be married.
But he used to be married. So it's a new evolved thinking for him, and that's fine. You can grow into thinking whatever you want to. But like you say, it's just I don't think that the normal person, that thinks that way. Like as far as in the idea of marriage, I don't think that's like you said. I think some people really think like hey, I'm with this person, we love each other. I'm over here, they're over there, but I want to spend. I want to merge the two. I want to partner with them so we can build together.
So
like
I
think
together.
That's what most people, ideally want for marriage. I don't think it's anything wrong with.
What's funny? That's a great segue into our
Lord,
last
Lord,
hard hitting topic for the night.
Yeah.
So, when you meet a person, Latisse, even Jim, you're in the studio too. When you meet a person, y'all hanging out, y'all dating. Then all of a sudden, he presses pause on a Netflix movie. And he says, you know what, let's talk. And this person asks you, this man, he says to you, I know what I bring to the table. What do you bring to the table?
He's nuts, man. I'm just joking.
Let's get to it.
You know what? If I've had that conversation before, and it's irritating. Like
Right.
it's a joke to me.
Okay.
It may be because I'm older now. Like I've had that conversation probably in my 20s, and then I had it in my 30s. So your 20s, you didn't really assure yourself. So you say things like the people. If anybody saw the clip, which I hope it's on our page, y'all take a look at it.
Yeah.
They were younger. And they had like bobblehead comments of like, so what you bring to the table? Well, I bought the table, and I clean your drawers, and I cook the food. Like, okay, those are domestic things. Like, but you equating what a woman is to a relationship, to something, to activities like that, to me that's just you don't know women. If you just deduce us to that, because you can clean up too. Like you said, you can buy somebody to a housekeeper's coming there, but you can't buy someone to actually support you, to listen to your crazy ass. I mean, to build you up. You know what I'm saying? To really make the house a home. Like it's intangible things that you can't buy that. So yeah, you can buy, somebody to come and clean your house, but when you come home from a long day of work and you just want to talk to your wife, or to, if you need some advice, like that stuff, relationship things that you can't buy that. I suppose maybe you could, somebody can buy it, but it's not authentic. And I
Genuine.
think that's what people want, but they were so focused on the things which
Materialistic
material
things. They was
things,
very focused on that.
very materialistic things. And I'm just like, that's why, I mean, to me, the better question is, I don't like the question on what you bring to the table, because I feel like, if somebody commented on a page too, and I totally agree, like, it's when you meet people, you're gonna see, you're gonna learn them. So you're gonna know like their personality, and you're gonna learn like if what they're, if how they are matches with you.
It's called dating.
It's called dating. It's called dating. So to ask me that is stupid, because to me, what people do, you already, when you first dating, some people are already bringing you the representative. They're not bringing you their real selves.
True.
So if I tell you, like, this is what I want in a guy, you, depending on what kind of person you are, you're going to prey on that. You're going to try to be that. And then you're going to try to do that until I get into a relationship with you, or you get whatever you want from me. And then you're going to go back to being the asshole that you was. Because you really just was thinking about, you just heard me say what I wanted. So you're going to do that to get what you want from a situation. To me, as dating, and as a more mature woman, is the better question for me is to ask, like, your intentions early on. So, and then when I say intentions, like, are you looking for FB? Are you looking to date seriously? You just as casual? Just tell me that. That's what I need to know,
Right.
and I move from there. That's how I make my decision. Bring it to the table. Most of us at this age are already independently taking care of themselves, the man and the woman. So we already take care of ourselves. Like that's a no-brainer. So we ain't gotta talk about that, because I would hope, you're sufficient on your own, and I'm sufficient on our own. So we ain't got to talk about what we financially bring to the table. Like, to me, it's important, when you get into a relationship, especially when you get married, and how y'all handle finances. I get that. But like dating, like, I feel like you just find out that person from dating. Like, it's a materialistic, it's a silly question, because I don't think you can genuinely find out. Like, I don't think you can genuinely answer that without it being fluff. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, that's just me. I want to know just what we doing here. Like, if you meet me and you hit me in my DM, like, and we chit chat, and then, if you chit chat with me just because, like I said, you want to just do something, you let me know that in the door. I mean, I feel like we should say that now. Like, just what are your intentions? That's what I want to know. I don't
normalize
saying what you want
in the door.
And people do that. Some people don't, like jerks and people that's still want to, like, play the field, and just immature minds still do that. But I've talked to enough guys that some people will tell you, like, I ain't on that. But as a woman, if you say, I ain't really looking to settle down right now, you better listen to him. Don't think that, he gonna start talking, he gonna fall in love with me. No,
he's
he's
still
not.
out here slutting.
He's still out in these streets. Give him back.
Give him back.
Give him back. That's for the community.
The community cock.
He's community cock. Yeah, you don't want that. And that's actually one of my blogs. I forgot to say that last time too.
Yeah.
It's just tise.com. Yeah, but yeah. So but so the flip side, but you married now, but as a man, do you think that's a good question to ask?
It's pretty simple for me.
Yeah.
First of all, no real man gonna ask a woman he's interested in, what do you bring to the table?
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. First of all, the dude in that clip, this is my motto every time. Niggas is weirdos.
Dude had the full force earring.
There's no way as a man that you. There's a woman. First of all, it's a woman you've courted, you want it. You already know your intentions. You want to be with her beyond just dating XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to ask her, what do you bring to the table?
Right.
Because your answers is going to be through the dating process.
Absolutely.
You're going to know what she brings.
Right. And you're going to know if that worked for you.
You're going to know, 1, if she's broke.
Yep.
You're going to know, 2, if she can take care of a house.
Yep.
3, you're going to know her, the word I like to use, integrity.
Yeah.
You're going to know all that about her during the dating process.
Yeah. But that's the thing. People don't want to date. We bypass dating. Like this generation, and even our generation of dating, has adopted that same mentality. Like that the old school way, and it's still some people that do that, but people bypass that. Like they feel like, first of all, they meet you on the internet or they meet you in a social media setting, and they think they know you from social media, right? And so they bypass actually getting to know you on the next level. Like they want you go on a date, and it's just like immediately it's like, yeah, so that's what's next. It's like I don't really know you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like they don't. We bypass. We get physical. We get
the dating
physical.
pool must be really pissy.
It's so much piss in the pool.
I mean, this is
it's so much piss in the pool.
The fuck?
It's filthy. Yeah, it's nasty.
Well,
you're lucky. You're blessed.
I mean,
you don't want to be in these streets. I'm telling you. You don't want to be in these streets.
Well, I'm the type of person though. I can't be by myself.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna be with anybody.
That's me.
I ain't gonna be with anybody. If I want somebody to go with, to have a good time with, go eat, go catch a movie, I'm gonna have somebody like that.
Yeah. But that gets old.
In terms of just, all right, if I got somebody I'm gonna trust, somebody I think is, no, it ain't gonna be. Believe me, my process is gonna be, I'm gonna vet your ass. Yeah. Because I just feel like, just because you give me a good nut and you get wet, that don't mean you marriage material. Right. But that don't mean we gonna build a life together.
But see, that's you have a different kind of foundational upbringing and thinking. That's just not what you saw the clip. This is not just that's a representation of a lot of thinking now, and they attach material things to everything. And like I said, the dating process, it's quick. It's not really a dating process of vetting somebody, as you said, and getting to know their characteristics. It's just, let me get to know you and see what you like in the bed. Like what you like. Do you like it? You know, like that. That's their vetting. Send me a picture. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And they don't really know people when they get in relationships. And so if you're not really trying to like emotional connections, because we always say like it's the thing of it's the savage generation, like, and being emotional or showing emotion, that's something that they don't want to do, and that it's frowned upon to actually be in love or show emotion, or they don't want to do that, but that's not just them, that's just the world we in. But we just talked about people not being compassionate. Yeah, it's just the representation of that, and it just manifests, and that's why relationships are so short-lived, I believe now. And I wish, like, people that's been married for a while, like, I feel like, I wish I would do that in my 20s, because I should have caught one then and married him then, and we could have grew up together. We could grow up through our ups and downs. Like, I wish I would have did that, and just did that in my 20s, and then that way, not that anything be perfect, but at least, we grow together and we go through our ups and downs. Because it's just like trying to date now, and if somebody asks me that, to me that's a red flag. If you ask me that, what I bring to the table is like, what are you asking me? What are you asking me, like, to me? Because I'm like, you're not trying to get to know me. Like, I could tell you anything. I could say, I mean, it's just a fluff question to me. It's a filler that doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. Like you'll know, like you say, you date me on purpose, with the purpose of getting to know me, you'll find that out. But if you're dating me, or if you just talking to me because you for other stuff, then you're never gonna figure out what I bring to the table, and if it works for you, because everybody is different. So to me, it's a dumb question. I felt like the whole panel was like 12 years old. So,
well, they were young. So,
but like I said, it's adults that think that in our age group.
They do.
Too.
It is something to think like that.
Yeah.
But just to end it with this, at some point, as all us dudes, at some point, we're gonna get old. Okay, we're gonna get old, and we're gonna want some type of companionship. So at some point, right now, fellas, we just got to stop wasting these chicks' time. And females, don't let these dudes waste your time.
That's the thing. Yep.
All right? Move on.
That's the
thing. Be upfront. And because right now, I didn't realize this, but I got a lot of female friends that I talk to, and they single, and they all say the same thing. The dating pool is pissy.
It's pissy.
So that's gonna be the name of the show.
The dating pool is pissy. It is, bro. I mean, and it's the older you get, it's unfortunate. Like, you feel like it's the worst it gets because when you get older, you get. I know I speak for myself. I got lazy as far as just tired of meeting people, and then you get stuck on like a dummy. Not that the person is dumb, but someone that that's not really trying to be with you. And then because you want some semblance of companionship, you stay attached to that situation, but it drains the life out of you because it's inconsistent, and it makes you doubt yourself. Not that you are doubting like who you are as a person of what you got going on for yourself, but just like, damn, what kind of energy I'm putting out here? Like, what am I doing to invite this kind of inconsistency? Because I'm consistent in everything else in my life.
Right.
Why am I attached to this inconsistency? You know what I'm saying? And so it drags out, and then it just keeps you longer in a situation that you shouldn't be in, and it does keep you from the person that you should be with. True. So like you said, that was important that you said, like, guys can do that, but the flip side is we as women have to put our foot down, and just don't accept that stuff. So that's what I'm bringing to the table. I ain't bringing whatever I can want to.
Well, there you have it. As we get ready to sign off, hey, y'all heard Tise, all right? She brought it tonight. We talk about relationships. Y'all better be ready for Tise.
Oh, Lord.
She got some stories.
No, I don't want to share them.
So make sure y'all subscribe to the page again.
Yes.
The Facebook page is Some of This, Some of That Pod. The IG page is Some of This, Some of That Pod. SOT Pod. Make sure you subscribe. And then the YouTube page.
So yeah, y'all gotta. We have it in the link on IG and on Facebook. So just make sure y'all get on there, y'all listen, y'all subscribe, y'all comment, give us y'all feedback. We definitely need that. So
all right, and leave a comment. Leave a comment, people. Leave a comment.
Yeah.
Episode 2, send the books. Thank y'all for sharing with us again. And
we'll see y'all next week.
Bear down.